YouTube, today we've got the top 10 must-have cards in Cut 26. Now, these aren't going to be the best players at every single position, but rather I went for cards that are at a reasonable price given their statistics and overall compared to other players at that same position. Let's get into it. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on coinbible.gg. Link in the description. Starting things out at number 10, we've got the 86 overall right edge, Colin Simmons from the Standouts program, going for around 140 to 150k. He's not the statistically greatest card in the game. We bring up his stats. He's got 84 speed, which is the main reason why he's on this list, because compared to other edge players around his price point, most of them are going to have 80, 81, 82 speed, and if you really want to get an 84 plus speed edge player, there's really only one other champion around that same price, and that is the left edge from San Diego State and Trey White. But all the other edge players like David Bailey, Popeye Williams, we could even throw Dwight Freeney in there. They're all LTDs and are going to be going for at least 300,000 coins. So Colin Simmons kind of gives you that best budget option where if you still want a premier edge rusher with speed, he's not going to cost you a few 100k. He's only going to cost you 140 to 150,000 coins. Coming in at number 9, we have a tandem of players where we have a little bit of a cheaper option and a bit more of an expensive one, and that is going to be the base elite Jason Henderson and the base elite Anthony Hill Jr. So yes, not the LTD, but just the base Anthony Hill Jr. And these are your best options for an affordable middle linebacker that has some speed. Essentially, all the 85 Mike linebackers that have come out within Junior Seau, Nikhil Hill-Green, even if we go up one overall to 86, and we look at Sammy Brown, Zayden Walker, and even the Brian Urlacher, I think he's still 85 overall, all these Mike linebackers are going to have a problem, and that is speed. They're only at 83 speed, but you're also going to have to pay a little bit of a premium for them. Now, not for Junior Seau, not for the Nikhil Hill-Green, but especially for the 86 overall Sammy Brown. But Jason Henderson and Anthony Hill Jr. have the 84 speed rating for their 85 Mike linebacker. Now, Jason Henderson is a bit shorter, as well as he doesn't have the best zone coverage at only 76, but you get that 84 speed. So, you know, as a user, he is one of the faster, you would say he's the tied for the second fastest middle linebacker in the game, behind Luke Kuechly. And then Anthony Hill Jr. is a little bit more expensive, but he's going to be a little bit taller at 6'3", and he has that 83 zone coverage, so he can do a bit more as a user. But I had to put them on this list because I feel like they're forgotten about, because, you know, everybody's mainly going to be running Nikhil Hill-Green, Junior Seau, but there's some base elites in the game that are faster and I think better Mike linebackers than those two cards. Moving on to number 8, we have my premier selection for the free safety position. So the free safety position in Cut 26 right now, you have a plethora of choices. You have DQ Smith, AJ Halsey, Ahmad Moses. I think there's even one. Is there one more down here? There's Coy Parrish. He's a bit too expensive. We go down to the 84-85 range. We have Ronnie the Lot. We have the IC Hopkins. You can even throw Caleb Downs and Bud Clark in there. But my pick of the litter at an affordable price is going to be Rabbit Evans. And the reason is the height and the speed. He's got 86 speed, which is really only one of two free safeties around this range in AJ Halsey and Rabbit Evans, but Rabbit Evans has the height advantage. He's also a bit cheaper than AJ Halsey, at least when name of the game packs are being open. The rest of these guys like DQ Smith, we go down to Ahmad Moses, they're only going to have 85 speed, and the same goes with the 85 overall free safeties in Ronnie the Lot and the IC Hopkins. You know, you don't have to pay a premium for that +1 speed, which is nice, and that's why Rabbit Evans comes in at this list at number 8. Moving on to number 7, we've got Tiki Barber, the 86 overall alumni running back, and he's actually the cheapest of all the running backs at 86 overall. And again, we're targeting that speed rating, but not only that, Tiki Barber, since he is a part of the alumni promo, is going to get those discounted abilities in his bucket 1. So if you want to run Shifty on Tiki Barber, which is one of the more popular abilities for a running back, you're going to be getting it at, I believe, it's either 6 or 7 AP. It's -1 AP compared to the normal amount, and 86 speed for 120, 125k, compared to the other running backs at around that same price. You have Fluff Bothwell with only 85 speed. You have Hardy with only 85 speed. Mekhi Hughes has that 86 speed, but you don't get that discounted ability bucket, and he's going to cost a little bit more in price. So Tiki Barber, in my opinion, again, we're in that sweet spot of around 120 to 150k, and he is by far the best option at the running back position with that 86 speed. We're getting a little bit cheaper with this number 6 player on this list, and this is the height and speed combo. Nick Anderson was once really 300k when he has first come out, but there's been so many fresh faces rerolls. There's been so much, supply added to the market. On a good day, which would either be Friday or Monday when these fresh faces packs are being opened, you really can find Nick Anderson for less than 100,000 coins, and you're getting that 85 speed combined with that 6'4 frame. Really, really hard to find not only a tall wide receiver, but a fast wide receiver at a reasonable price. I feel like every single person, unless you have the very, very best team in the game, and Nick Anderson even has an argument there with that height, he should be on your team for only 100,000 coins. Very comparable to some other wide receivers on this, around this budget, you would say, but the speed and the height combination is hard to counter. Cracking the top 5 is going to be the other wide receiver on this list, and that is Deshaun Jackson. Similar in a way to Nick Anderson, but he does not have the height. He's only 5'10", but he has that speed rating of 86. One of only actually 2 cards in the game that has a speed rating higher than his overall. And the best part about Deshaun Jackson is that alumni discounted ability bucket. Personally, one of my favorite abilities at the receiver position is takeoff, and getting it for -1 AP does help you pair it with some other abilities that are around the same AP cost. And Deshaun Jackson, again, when he first came out, was going for upwards of 300,000 coins, 270. But you now can get him for really like 110 to 115k. If you wait until an alumni Sunday, you can probably get him under 100,000 coins. So really, you can, compete with the best wide receiver of the game, in my opinion, with Nick Anderson, Deshaun Jackson. They'll only cost you around 240k combined. At number 4, though, we've got the 85 overall Bryce Underwood from the Standouts program. Now, his price is going to fluctuate. On a good day, you can find him for 110 to 115,000 coins. If you buy him, I would say over the weekend when Gauntlet is active, he really spikes up to 165k. And there's a reason for that, because he is the best option at an affordable price where you get that speed from the quarterback position, the dual threat archetype, 84 speed, 6'4", solid throw power, and you can especially boost it with some standout strategy cards. Not the best accuracy-wise, but, you're not buying him for the accuracy. You're buying him for that dual threat, that mobility. And if we really go and compare him to other quarterbacks around the 84, 85 speed, well, we all know who those quarterbacks are: Johnny Manziel and Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow right now going for 500k, Johnny Manziel going for 600,000 coins. You can get Bryce Underwood for a fifth of that price, which is awesome. There's a reason, like I said, he goes up and down throughout the week, because if you go to buy a quarterback, you want that dual threat option. He's really going to be the only option at an affordable price of around 115, 120k. So that's why Bryce Underwood is at number 4. I feel like if you're just starting out in cut, you get your first 300, 400k, Bryce Underwood might be the first card you go out and buy. He can change your entire offense with that dynamic speed. Now into the top 3, we've got Jamori Robinson, the 86 overall will linebacker. And if we really just go take a look at will linebackers all together in cut 26 right now, it's a desert. There's really no options but Jamori Robinson, and he's actually the fastest will linebacker by 2 speed. It's not even close, and he doesn't even go for that much. He's one of the more expensive players on this list, going for around 170k, but I think the price tag is justifiable because he could really do it all. Now, I wouldn't throw him in a lot of zones where the CPU is controlling him, because his zone coverage, his man coverage is not the greatest. But what Jamori Robinson can do, he can be a user, right? 6'4", 85 speed, but he also could be a player off the edge that you may occasionally throw into his zone coverage, because he's got that 85 finesse move, the 85 power move, and again, that 6'4" frame, the 85 speed. There's no other will linebacker that compares to him. The other one's Kyle Lewis, Torian York. I mean, these guys still go for 120 to 125k. They only got 83 speed. Spend the extra 30, 40,000 coins and get the premier player, the best player at the will linebacker, Jamori Robinson. But at number 2, I think you guys all knew this card was eventually going to be on this list. It was just a matter of where I was going to put him. I have him at number 2, and that is only because I still rate Rob Gronkowski very, very highly, and he is an affordable option. But Vernon Davis, man, I believe we're probably looking at the fastest tight end in the game for at least another week or 2. Wouldn't be shocked if he's the fastest tight end in the game all the way up until Season 2, that is, and you can get him for 135. It's almost training minimum for an 86 overall, and like I said, there's really just Gronk as the other comparison with 83 speed, but he's the fastest tight end in the game by 2 speed. He's got 85 speed. He's not even that bad of a run and pass blocker with low 70s in ratings for that. 6'3", so he's not a massive frame at tight end. But the speed, the run after the catch, the ability to stiff arm with that 82 rating, Vernon Davis is the clear-cut #1 tight end in the game. And he is really, really affordable for what normally is a very expensive position if there's one card that stands out above the rest. Vernon Davis is one of those cards. Every single person should have them on your team unless you literally just got the game yesterday. Vernon Davis is at number 2. But at number 1, we have my personal favorite card I've used this entire year. And there's a few different levels of why I have him at number 1. But it's Gabe Jackass, Gabe Jackass, as some people would like to call him. And I know we just got Anthony Hill today, which is another card very comparable to Gabe Jackass. And I actually would have to go down to 86, 87 at the same linebacker position. But one thing I can tell you about this card, one in-game, he is a god. He can do absolutely everything in the football field. Anthony Hill, by the way, still pretty expensive. Will eventually come down in price, and honestly, he would probably be on this list too if he was 300,000 coins, and that's why he is number 1. Now, you might be saying, this is the most expensive card on this list. It's not even close. He's 300,000 coins. The one beautiful thing, though, about this card, he's out of packs now forever. He's also an 88 overall, so really, if anything, he's only going to go up in price, as the days go on from him being out of packs. And what really can't this card do? You can use him if you want, 6'3", 86 speed. He can be an edge rush with 88 power move, 82 finesse move, so he's essentially probably the best user in the game, the best pass rusher in this game, and then, also, he can pretty much play corner or safety if you really, really want him to. 84 man coverage, 85 zone coverage. Yeah, you can do them all. I play in 6-1 or double mug. He's either playing my edge or my outside linebacker in those two formations, and I have supreme confidence when I man him up to even a receiver, knowing he can go step for step with them. I believe this card is probably going to be the most impactful, best card in the game, in my eyes, for a few more weeks, again, probably throughout the remainder of Season 1. I think it's going to be a while before we see a Sam linebacker that truly is better, because, I mean, again, he's 88 overall. We're on 86 overall champions right now, 87 LTDs, and we really just got another Sam linebacker in Anthony Hill that's comparable to Gabe Jackass, but he's only 87 overall, so by the time, yes, eventually when we roll around and we have 88 overall champions, there's going to be a better card, but that's we're a month and a half down the line from that. I really think everybody, if you can get the coins to afford this card, you can find a way he'll fit every single defensive scheme, and you'll have a card that's a game changer for you on defense, can do it all, but also his price. He's actually probably going to go up in price, like I've said in this video. You're not really going to get a depreciating asset, whereas majority of the cards in this video, it's just how it is with how the cut market works. They're going to be going down in price just as time goes on, but Gabe Jack is probably going to go up, and you're going to hold your value. You're always going to have just an outstanding, amazing card on your team, and that's why he's number 1. Vernon Davis, honestly, has a really good argument because of how cheap he is, but I don't think there's a card that has this much impact on the game, and is this cheap. Of course, if you were awesome and you bought him at 250k, even better, but he's still only going for around 300,000 coins. Gabe Jackass, that's why he's number 1. But that's the top 10 must-have cards I have right now in Cut 26. Let me know if I'm missing any down in the comment section below. And until next time, peace.